What's up, guys? Specstar here today with my weeks 5 and 6 battle for MLBA, and I hope you guys don't mind them being paired together. The reason being is that a lot of my focus has been put on FDL, and I got a little bit behind on uploading these battles. So I thought these were both close, good games. I thought I could just combine them and make them one video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you only want to watch one at a time, you can definitely just watch one, close off, and if you want to watch the other later, you can, or if you don't, you can't. So I hope you guys don't mind. Again, normally I don't like to couple battles together in one video, but it just kind of made sense for me to do it here. And I have been pretty good with getting a lot of uploads up lately, so I hope that makes up for it a little bit. Anyway, I'm going up here against Evan, and he has got a threatening looking, pretty like a dirty balanced team, which has a Fat Core and Steela, Gliscor, and Toad, Seismitoad I should clarify, and an offensive core of Ribombee, Infernape, and Thundurus Therian. And I have a team here which has a physically defensive Venusaur with Leech Seed, Giga Drain, Synthesis, and Hidden Power Ice. I've got a Darkrai, which is speed for Ribombee, with Nasty Plot, Gigavolt Havoc, Thunderbolt, Dark Pulse, and Sludge Wave, or Sludge Bomb, I think. Yeah, I think it's Sludge Bomb. Darkrai doesn't learn Sludge Wave. A Tornadus, which is Specs, Hurricane, Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, and another move, Tailwind. Abandoned Metagross, which is Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch, Thunder Punch, and oh my god, I think it was Earthquake? I think Earthquake was the last move. Pursuit, there we go. This is the battle. I did the other one more recently. This is my week 5 battle, so I don't remember the sets quite as well as I do the other ones. But if you guys watch my channel, then me forgetting sets is just part of my charm, I guess. And I have the Specs Rotom Heat, which is Overheat, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Grass, and Trick. And I have a Comfey, which is Leech Seed, Synthesis, Defog, and Draining Kiss. I think I got it all right there. So let's dive right into this game, and I believe I let off my Tornadus just because it kind of covered everything except for his Thundurus. So I'm going to hit play here, and nope, I let off with the Rotom Heat. Nice start. He switches out here, and I'm actually, let me get back to turn 1. He leads Gliscor, I lead Rotom Heat. I think that he A, has to fear Hidden Power Ice, B, can't risk getting tricked, especially not before he's toxic, and C, he has Seismitoad, which resists both my stab. So I'm actually going to make a hard play and predict the Seismitoad and go for Hidden Power Grass here. And he's going to go right out into the Seismitoad, and I'm going to be able to bop it. He actually shows the Rindo Berry, which is pretty interesting. Definitely 2 at KO. So I'm going to predict him to... He should know by Calcs that I'm Modest Specs. So I'm going to predict him actually to go out into Celesteela. And I can put quite a bit of pressure on by going hard into my Tornadus. And he's going to switch out here, and he's actually going to go into Gliscor. Now here I could go for Hurricane, which is pretty free. Bops Gliscor. But I think that he would go out into, because Hurricane is so free, I think he would go out into Celesteela here. So I'm actually going to click Heat Wave, and he is going to switch out, and he's going to go right into Celesteela on my Heat Wave. So successful few turns for us here. Unfortunately, we burn him. He may have been able to kind of bring this back somehow if that didn't happen. And I'm going to go for a Heat Wave again here as he makes a play out into Seismitoad. And I'm going to switch into my Venusaur on this. He is going to get up his rocks here, and I believe I'm just going to go right for a Leech Seed. And he goes out into Celesteela, and this is where the burn kind of comes into play. Because he is burned, I know he's not going to be able to 2-hit KO my Comfey, even with Heavy Slam, because I'm physically defensive. So I'm able to go out for free into my Comfey here to try and defog his rock away. So the burn's a little bit unfortunate for him there, not going to lie about that. And he's going to go for Air Slash here. And I'm out of range of a Flash Cannon here, so I am just going to go for a defog. I don't think he would have Flash Cannon, but I would have taken it even if he did. So I'm going to defog, and he's going to throw off an Air Slash. I'm still going to remain at a pretty decent health. And he's going to go Thunderous here. And I'm not too scared of that. I just kind of want to see what it's doing, and I'm going to get my Seeds off on this thing. He'll Thunderbolt, but with Seeds up, I'm able to synthesize on that. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And he's just going to click Thunderbolt again. And here now he's going to realize that he doesn't beat this 1v1. And he's going to switch out as I just go for Synthesis again, bring it back to full health. And he's going to go out into his Gliscor here, which isn't too scary to me. But I also actually went for Seeds here. I did not remember that turn, and he actually shows Taunt. And I kind of made a little bit of a misplay here because I thought Leech Seed was Triage because it does restore health, but not directly. So I thought I would have been able to beat this and get my Seeds off, but I was mistaken there. And it's always good to learn more about the mechanics of that, and especially an ability that's relatively new like that, but I definitely should have known that going in. So I'm going to be forced out because I'm not beating that, and I'm going to go into my Venusaur, which I'm pretty confident in beating this. And he's going to U-turn out into his Thunderous. I think it's very likely it has Psychic, so I'm going to switch out, as he actually shows Hidden Power Flying, so that's another alternative to Psychic. And I'm going to leave my... I'm getting a little bit behind on my commentary. I'm going to switch out into Rotom, because I'm still not ruling out a choice item, even though I know he could be Z. And I would have taken a Psychic or a Hidden Power Flying in this case fairly well and been able to put some pressure offensive back on. I don't have a great way of dealing with Thunderous, and not just based on the team I brought, but rather the whole team I have. It's just a Pokemon I really struggle with, and he's going to kind of make me suffer for that a little bit here. And he's just going to go for his Z move, and he's actually going to pummel the Rotom, and I'm going to get taken out there. I really didn't have a bring-in on that, and I guess that was a mistake of mine. In hindsight, maybe I could have brought something along the lines of Assault Vest Rotom Heat. But, hindsight's 20/20. I'll just have to be better prepared next time. These are the kind of ones where you gotta learn from. And I came very weak to Thunderous. And here I'm going to bring in Comfey on this, which I know beats it, and I don't think he has anything that loves too much to be Leech Seeded. So that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for my Seeds. And he's going to go into Seismitoad here. And I'm going to try and take it out with Draining Kiss, even though I'm pretty sure it won't do it. And he's going to be able to get up his rocks here, and he'll go down to the Seeds. He will go down in the Seeds here, and I'm going to be stuck with those rocks up. He's going to bring out Gliscor now here, and I'm going to try to defog in case he predicted me to predict Taunt, which he didn't. He makes a smart play and just clicks Taunt, and I'm going to have to go Venusaur again. He's going to U-turn, and he's going to keep whittling this down, which is a smart play by him. He needs to get it low. He'll bring out Thunderous, and I'm going to have to bring Comfey in on it. I don't have a great switch into Thunderous with the team I drafted. And I'm going to click Synthesis here. And it's really just delaying the inevitable. So now I'm just going to realize that and click a Draining Kiss. Get that nice little 18% chip. And he's going to take me out there. Unfortunate, but I'm getting closer to putting this thing in range of Darkrai. And I do have it in range of Heat Wave here. So I'm going to bring out my Tornadus and just click the Heat Wave as he goes out into his Gliscor, and I'm going to Heat Wave it, and He's specially defensive to some extent, because if he's fully physically defensive, Heat Wave would have been a probable to a KO. I think it did 55 to 65, somewhere around that. So we do see that he has some special defense investment, which was good on his behalf, because it really bails him out here. And I'm going to have to go into Venusaur, as I've been doing. And he's going to roost here, and we got a little bit of a 50-50 here. Well, that's if he's thinking that I'm potentially HP Ice, because I need Gliscor chipped. Now, I could go for Synthesis, predicting him to U-turn. Or I could go for Hidden Power Ice, predicting him to Taunt. And it's a little bit of a 50-50 here. I'm going to go for Hidden Power Ice, predicting the Taunt. And he's actually going to go out into Thunderous, which is not exactly what I was expecting, but it works too. I'm going to get that thing very low, but it's going to survive. And I'm going to go into my Metagross, predicting the Hidden Power Flying. I'm now going to lock in a Bullet Punch, knowing that'll take it out. So it's going to drop there. And he's going to bring out his Gliscor, which Bullet Punch is doing 0 to, so I'm going to have to go back into Venusaur again. And Earthquake, and again, we kind of have a Synthesis Hidden Power Ice situation here. And again, I'm going to click Hidden Power Ice. And I'm going to get damage off on this, which is very, very valuable and important to me. So here he's going to switch out into Infernape, and I believe I just clicked Hidden Power. Or no, I actually went for Giga Drain in case he roosted. So he brings out the Napier. All I can really do is just let the Venusaur go down. He gets a Flare Blitz crit. I'm not sure how much it mattered, frankly. I don't know if I would have taken that. The chip might have helped a little bit for getting in range of Bullet Punch, but I'm not going to act like it's a big end of the world thing. So I'm going to bring out my Tornadus here, and I don't know for a fact if he's Scarf or not here, so I kind of have to predict if he's Scarf or not, and that determines if I attack it or if I click Tailwind. But I was pretty sure based on the matchup that he would be Scarf, so I'm just going to click my Tailwind here so that I can get in Darkrai. And he's going to Flare Blitz and take me out, and I'm going to go into my Darkrai here. And I believe here I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb, which kind of predicts the Ribombee. And he will go out into it. I know based on this that he's now in range of Dark Pulse, so I'm going to click Dark Pulse and take him out. The move that just didn't let Gliscor come in for free. And now here I think it comes down to the flinch, because if I get the flinch here with Dark Pulse, I think that he has to lock into Flare Blitz, which doesn't take out Darkrai, I believe, or Close Combat, which doesn't take out Metagross. So if I get the flinch, I'm likely able to win this, and if I don't get the flinch, he's likely able to win this. So I'm going to go for my Dark Pulse here. It's my play. Do I get the flinch? I don't. He's able to roost off. I guess that would have been kind of a bummy way to win anyway, but it was the play I had. So here I'm going to Nasty Plot in case he wanted to continue roosting. He's going to U-turn the hell out of there, and then he's going to be able to clean up the game by clicking Flare Blitz. And we're going to be losing this game. But it was a close game, it was a fun game, and there's definitely no shame in losing this kind of game. I had fun, and we're going to go down 1-0 as the Infernape's going to drop to Recoil, and he'll just have the Gliscor left. GG to our opponent. These are one of the losses that I definitely don't mind, because it was a close game. I don't feel that I don't think there were many big mistakes in my play. It was just a close game that he managed to win, and there's no shame in that. So next I'm going to move on to my Week 6 game, and this time I'm going up against Lucey, who is the reigning champ of the MLBA, and we, as one of the newcomers, have kind of got our little shot here to go after the champion's belt here. And this is actually a pretty big one for me, because 4-2 is a lot more comfortable of a position than 3-3. And I definitely don't want to go from 2-0 to 3-3. So yeah, this is definitely one I would like to win. One of the first things I noticed about their team is they got no Volcanion, which was pretty surprising to me. that was a really annoying Pokemon for me to try to wall, and I had my Dragalge sitting there for it, and now based on this matchup, Dragalge is pretty much doing nothing, so that's a little bit interesting. But, you know, it's better to bring Dragalge and have something for it than bank on it not coming and just getting jacked up by it. The team they do bring consists of Miltank, Naganadel, which is a monster. Try prepping for Naganadel with a team that doesn't have a true wall aside from Mega Venusaur. Not fun, not a fun experience. Mega Scizor, Azumarill, Mienshao, and Gardevoir. And I'm going to go ahead and lead off with, I believe I led off with Pheromosa. Oh, I didn't even talk, or no, I led off with Venusaur. Oh my god, I didn't recap my sets and I didn't remember my lead right, so my Venusaur was physically defensive. I had speed for a max speed Azumarill. I was Giga Drain, Synthesis, Hidden Power Fire, and Toxic to hit Miltank, which is Sap Sipper, presumably would be in this matchup. And I have a Pheromosa, which is Scarf. It's my way to revenge kill a Naganadel after a Beast Boost. It's Rash Nature with Ice Beam, Focus Blast, Bug Buzz, and U-Turn. Darkrai is Expert Belt with Incinerate, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam, and Focus Blast. Yes, remembered it. And my Rotom was physically defensive with Protect, Overheat, Volt Switch, and Pain Split. My Dragalge was Assault Vest with Hidden Power Fire, Sludge Bomb, Draco Meteor, and another move, Dragon Pulse. And my Piloswine was specially defensive with Ice Shard, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and Roar. So I am going to lead off with Venusaur because I wanted to get the Mega off on this early. It's always nice. B, I thought Xiao was a very possible lead, and it covered basically every lead except for Naganadel, which I would think would be saved for the late game, and Gardevoir, which I didn't think necessarily may be the most likely lead. And he will lead off with Mienshao, and here I'm going to Mega and click Toxic. He's going to Fake Out, and it's good to know that the thing is not Scarf. That's actually a fair, good amount of information, and it definitely helps with potentially Darkrai sweeping in the late game. And yeah, I'm just going to click Toxic here, predicting the Miltank to come in as the Sap Sipper Pokemon, and it does come out here. And here I'm going to make a switch out into Dragalge, just because Dragalge had the potential to put some offensive pressure on, and it was not useful in this game. So this was basically all the thing was going to do. And I come here and I'm just going to click Hidden Power Fire, predicting Scizor is the only Pokemon he has that can resist both of my stab. And that's what I'm going to do here. And he's actually going to show to be Heal Bell, so that's important to note. But I do have more Toxic than he is Heal Bell, so Venusaur eventually will beat that. And I'm going to click Sludge Wave here, and I'm actually going to find out that he's a especially defensive Miltank, which makes it harder to deal with. So here I'm actually going to switch out. I think he's going to click Milk Drink here, so I'm going to go Pheromosa, put on a good deal of pressure. He has no Ghost type to take a high jump kick, so my thought process was that he had to act here based on the fact that I'm going to click high jump kick. So I decided to actually click U-turn because I think he would go out into Azumarill or Gardevoir, acting as if a high jump kick's gonna come out, because again there's no immunity to it, so it's fairly free. And that's why I'm gonna click U-turn here, and he will go out in the Gardevoir, so we're gonna get some damage off on that, which is very useful, and put some pressure on. I'm gonna go Piloswine. I have no hazard control here. I just want to get up my own rocks because they're going to help chip the team for Darkrai and potentially Pheromosa in this game, which is very useful. I know that since I'm specially defensive, I can eat hits from Gardevoir. And I'm going to get up my rocks as he goes down to Scizor. And here I'm going to go into Dragalge because Again, Dragalge's not very useful, and I didn't want Rotom to take rocks damage and U-turn just to have to get... Oh, I'm getting behind. And I didn't want Rotom to come in on a U-turn to get rocks damage and U-turn damage, and then have to switch out. Kind of took away too much from its durability. That's why I went out into Dragalge here, which again was not very useful. And he's going to go for knockoff, actually. And here, I'm pretty confident this is where he click a Bullet Punch. There's no real reason not to click Bullet Punch here. And because of that, I'm going to make the play out into Rotom, which will just munch and put pressure on, while he almost definitely won't U-turn, I should say. And here I'm going to click Volt Switch, predicting something like the Miltank to come in. And I'm going to get nice and chip on that, and I'm going to go on my Pheromosa. Now, since I clicked U-turn last time, and it's very clear that I could again without too much risk, I'm actually going to click Focus Blast, thinking that he may want to switch in. But we're going to learn a lesson here that I should have already known. Focus Blast is the worst move in Pokemon. Focus Blast is the worst move in Pokemon. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to get hit by Body Slam, and I'm going to get paralyzed. And it's both of those things, because if I landed the Focus Blast, I would have took it out. And if I didn't get paralyzed, I could have at least saved this to have a Naganadel revenging option if it got its Beast Boost, but it's both of those things. So I'm just going to click Focus Blast again here. Since I'm Scarf, I'm going to be able to outspeed the Miltank even while paralyzed. And Pheromosa will get a KO even after getting paralyzed and missing there. He's going to go Gardevoir, and I'm going to go into my Piloswine so I can save the sack in the back. I was pretty sure Moonblast would come out, but I wasn't sure. I was not thinking that it would come out twice, so I'm actually going to click Roar here, predicting something like Azumarill or Scizor to come out and just kind of be able to chip the team down better, which I'm instantly regretting. And then I get Naganadel, which is a worst case scenario because my Naganadel revenge kill option was gone. So he's going to Dragon Pulse me and get a Beast Boost. I could have clicked Ice Shard, but the chip didn't really do much for me, so I just clicked Roar in case he decided to choke and click Nasty Plot for some reason. Or no, I clicked Earthquake, in case he choked and clicked Nasty Plot. And here I'm going to go Darkrai, and I'm going to go Darkrai for two reasons. One is it could potentially bluff Scarf, although I'm not sure how likely he is to believe that, since I've already shown that Pheromosa was Scarf as it outsped the Miltank while paralyzed. And two, if he has a Z move, he has to go for it here to take out Darkrai, and I can potentially waste it here by going ahead and sacking my Dragalge. And he's actually going to buy that it's Scarf and go out into Scizor, and that was a little bit of relief for me at the time. Yeah, because I was scared of that Naganadel. And he's going to take out my Dragalge with a Scizor, and I'm going to bring in Rotom to put on pressure. He can't risk Scizor, so I'm going to click Volt Switch again, and he's going to go into Mienshao. And that's going to allow me to go into my Venusaur here. A little bit of a 50-50 here after he fakes me out, because if he goes Gardevoir and I click Synthesis, he potentially gets a kill or does a ton to Venusaur at the very minimum. But that's... or he could do something else while something like go out into Naganadel while I click Giga Drain, and then I'm also in a very shitty position. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and predict the Gardevoir to come out, which would put too much pressure on me if I click Synthesis. And I'm going to click the Giga Drain here as he goes out for a U-turn. And I'm going to be able to catch the Gardevoir with a Giga Drain, and that's very nice for me. That thing was a threat and a half. And now he's going to bring out Naganadel, and I'm like, oh shit. And this is kind of a 50-50 here, actually, because he can attack me. He can go right for a Z move here, and that would take out Darkrai. Or he could go for Nasty Plot, or literally anything else, and Darkrai is able to force it out. So I kind of have to predict if he's going to click Nasty Plot or if he's going to go for a Z move. And I'm going to predict the Nasty Plot. He knows my whole move set because I've shown Giga Drain and I've shown did I show, what else did I show? I'm having a brain fart, but I've shown 2 of my moves here, Toxic and Giga Drain, right? And he should know that I'm Hidden Power Fire for the Mega Scizor, and he should know that I'm Synthesis, so he knows I can't touch Naganadel. So I'm gonna go ahead and predict the Nasty Plot and go into my Darkrai here. And what does he do? He goes for Nasty Plot, and that is a relief. And I'm gonna click Ice Beam and take down that monstrous threat. And here he's still thinking that I'm potentially choiced, and he's gonna go into Azumarill. But I'm Expert Belt and I have the Sludge Bomb, so I'm gonna be able to take the Azumarill out, which is beautiful here. He goes down to the Mienshao here. I can't take it out with Focus Blast, so I'm gonna go ahead and sack my Pheromosa. I need a little bit more chip on it. And he's going to go into Scizor here, and I'm going to go into my Darkrai because I know that he doesn't take me out with Bullet Punch, and Mienshao can't take Incinerate into Focus Blast. So I'm going to go ahead and click Incinerate here. He's going to go into Mienshao. I'm going to get the crit, which actually puts in range of Ice Beam, so I don't have to land Focus Blast, which is pretty nice here. He's going to go for a Fake Out here, and I did consider just going for an Incinerate in case he tried to make those switches to get me in range of priority, but I decided to just kind of attack what was in front of me and click the Ice Beam, and I'm going to regret it as he goes into Scizor here, which is going to take the Ice Beam with a Plum, although it's a crit, and he's going to be able to take me out with Bullet Punch. So here I'm going to go into Rotom, and that's because I definitely take a Bullet Punch. I'm fairly confident I'm faster than this, and Overheat would most likely take out Mienshao if it switched in. So I'm pretty free here to just click Overheat and could potentially end this right here. I'm going to go for the Overheat. Scizor's going to stay in, and I'm going to miss the Overheat, and he's going to take me out with Knockoff. And we're about to see if that matters, because we're going to find out if Venusaur can beat the rest of his team. I'm going to go for a Synthesis, he's going to go for a Roost, and I'm going to hit it with a Hidden Power Fire. He'll Sword Stance up. Since I'm faster, he has to click Bullet Punch, and I'm going to be able to take it out with Hidden Power Fire here. And he'll bring out the Mienshao, and I'm like, he goes for Fake Out here, and I had all these crazy thoughts in my head. Does Mienshao learn Zen Headbutt? What flying moves does it have? I'm just in a paranoid state right now. Please do not take out my Venusaur here. And then I see him here go for the Knockoff, and I take it, and some relief rolls right over me because I'm able to get my health back. And then I'm going to be able to click Giga Drains and take down this Mienshao. And that game made me sweat. It was a close game, and it really came down to some key plays in the game that largely went my way. It could have been a little bit easier if I was able to hang on to Pheromosa, but you know what, in hindsight I'm glad it wasn't, because I really did enjoy playing this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I had 2 1-0 games here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching them. I do want to thank you guys for watching. We're going to move on to 4-2 here, which is a pretty decent start. We just got to keep it going, and hopefully we can get on to playoffs. And have yourselves a good night.